Hello again, students, and welcome to another edition of Hostile History, where history hostile. Love it? Love it? Today, we're going to talk about ancient India's empires. Hello, Mr. Haas. Anubis, what are you doing here? I came to teach my class. Anubis, after what you did to me the last time, I, I don't want you here. Precisely. That's because you do not invite me to your class like you do Ganesh. Yes, we've been through that, Ganubis. That's because Ganesh is nice and you're mean. I am not mean. I am omnipotent. Hey, yeah, whatever. Hey, let's call a truce. Think we can call a truce? I know you like to play. Want to play fetch? Charles. No, I like to play fetch. Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? Hey, Anubis, here we go. Get it! Mm, 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 mm. Oh, that should take care of Anubis for quite a few hours. Because in Anubis's current state, he doesn't have any paws, so he's not going to be able to scrape that ball out of his mouth. Um, he can't talk, so he can't use his tricks, and he's going to have to try and chew through it, and that could take days. So hopefully Anubis will learn his lesson. This is this is the only one of the only tricks I have that I can use against Anubis. He loves Tootsie Rolls or candy. I can throw him candy and he chase it. Then he comes back. But when I toss him a ball that's just big enough to fit inside his mouth and he can't get rid of it, that's perfect. All right, so let's get started. Hopefully, uninterrupted by Anubis this time. Brain dump. Go ahead and update your packet. Our clear target. I can explain how the I'm sorry, that's the wrong place. The Mauryan and Gupta empires shaped India. Around 550 BCE, Magadha, a northeastern kingdom of India, began to gain strength. Around 321 BCE, Chandragupta Maurya became king of Magadha. He conquered much territory. His Mauryan empire soon covered much of the subcontinent. Many officials ran the government to pay these people. Chandragupta taxed land and crops heavily. And what do you think's going to happen when the people get taxed heavily? Hmm. Ashoka, the Buddhist king. The greatest Mauryan king was Chandragupta's grandson Ashoka, who began to rule in 269 BCE. Early in Ashoka's reign, he fought a bloody war and conquered a neighboring kingdom. The carnage of war left Ashoka feeling ashamed and broken. As a result, Ashoka decided to rule by only Buddhist teachings. He gave up constant warfare. He tried to rule peacefully by law instead. Ashoka had his policies carved on rocks and pillars. Ashoka and the Buddhist rulers that followed him sent missionaries to bring new converts to Buddhism. At the same time, he let people of other religions worship freely. Ashoka's officials planted trees, dug wells, set up hospitals, and built rest houses along main roads. These improvements allowed people to travel in more comfort than before. Better travel conditions helped traders and officials. Early Hinduism had a set of complex sacrifices that only priests could perform. Many people turned to Buddhism instead. Rulers who had come under the influence of Buddhism encouraged this shift. To keep up with the popularity of Buddhism, Hindu thought began to change. Poets began to write hymns of praise to the deities Vishnu and Shiva. The new Hindu poems became popular across India. As a result, many Indians felt a renewed love for their Hindu deities. This renewal of interest in Hinduism occurred at the same time as a decline in Buddhism. Eventually, Buddhism lost most of its followers in India. By that time, however, it had spread to many other countries in Asia, including much of China. Asoka was successful as both a violent conquering warrior and a peace loving convert to Buddhism. Which traits do you consider to be more desirable in a leader? Compassion and kindness, or ruthlessness and aggression? Can you be both compassionate and aggressive? Take a moment and write the answer to that down on a blank page in your packet, on the back of one of your pages of the packet. Which traits do you consider to be more desirable in a leader? Compassion and kindness, or ruthlessness and aggression? And then, can you have both? Can you be both passionate, compassionate, and aggressive? Take a few minutes, write that down. The Maurya Empire collapsed shortly after Ashoka died because of poor rule and invasions. Like the Mauryans, the Guptas also began as leaders in Magadha. Chandragupta I became the new king in CE 320. Chandragupta I, no relation to Chandragupta Maurya, organized a strong central government that ensured peace and prosperity. He left most of the power in the hands of individual leaders and city government officials. Trade and farming flourished during the Gupta Empire. Here you can see all of the places that they are trading, to include Egypt and Mesopotamia and China, which is how Buddhism is going to get to China, a famous trade route called the Silk Road. We'll get to that later. The Gupta Empire made many advancements in astronomy. They proved that the Earth was round and created a calendar based on the rotation of the Earth. Mathematics created the concept of zero, a numeral and decimal system, and estimated for the value of pi. The Gupta Empire made many advancements in medicine. The Guptas were the Guptas were the first to practice forms of plastic surgery and dental care, like cavity removal. They also were the first to practice inoculation and developed a vaccine for smallpox. That is huge. Thousands of years ago, they started this. Additionally, they used a 7-day week and divided days into hours. It's the same old story. Due to poor leadership, civil wars broke out and invaders undermined the stability of the Gupta Empire, so they began to fall. After the fall of the Gupta Empire, India fractured back into the many kingdoms that existed before unification. No new empire existed in India for nearly 1,000 years. Okay, take a moment, see if you can remember what all of these locations on the map are. And which one of those did the Harappan civilization emerge at? What is monsoons? A, B, C, or D? And which of the following is an achievement of the Harappans? Papyrus, monotheistic, code of laws, or sanitation system? All right, here I want you to write the question and answer with the words and definitions on the back of the last page of your packet, where someplace where you have room. I know you've written on the back already. Which of the following tables correctly identifies each of the Hindu vocabulary words? And then write down the correct answer with each vocabulary word and its definition. Update your packets. Same thing here. Write down these 3 questions and then answer them. Brain dump politics. Go to your politics page and fill out everything that you know about politics and government. Again, write the questions and the answers on the back of the last page of your packet. Brain dump economics. Update your packet. And that concludes our lesson on ancient India's empires. I hope you keep being your own historian and keep studying your history.